Hi everyone, it's Sarah No Support Workers today. I've got a solo episode and I'm ready to drop it. All right, let's get cracking into it. Stop posting and start reaching. How NDIS providers should use social media in 2026. I feel like this is really important and I've been having some account glow up. I'm Sarah the Sharer. So I'm here to share with you what I've been doing and how I get certain reach. So in this episode, I am talking about all things social media. All right, so Instagram, TikTok, there's so many support workers hanging out there. YouTube is where providers we can build a bit of trust. We can go a little bit deeper, have long form content. LinkedIn is kind of like the powerful, business to business connection, especially with providers, support coordinators, plan managers, and sector leaders. But here's the big message. Social media has to be real. So in 2026, AI is heavy, and I am one that uses it. I'll admit it. If you're following some of the stuff that I do online, I use a lot of AI as well. Dyslexic as hell, but that's a story for another day. But copying and pasting from Canva posts, they're just not enough anymore. And providers, we need to show up and have helpful content, real stories about the people we serve, have the carousels, be educational, but also collaborate with others. If you want people to trust your organization, you need to be able to find you, understand you, feel you, and, it's got to be real when they land on your page. So you just can't just post on social media and think that is marketing. Posting isn't always marketing. Sometimes posting is just posting, and 2026, it's just not enough anymore. And today I want to talk about the difference between the platforms and the audiences that I have and why I know where to find certain people and where my content needs to feel real. Because in a world of AI, people can tell when something has been copied or pasted or it's a template coming from somewhere. It's pushed out, there's got no heart behind it, and you can see it a mile away, yeah? And in the disability sector, that really matters because we're so human based. People aren't just buying a product, they're choosing to use you as support. They are choosing people, they are choosing trust, and they are choosing who and which organizations they feel safe, real, informed, and human with. So today I want to talk about Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and why I believe that NDIS providers should be using them. All right. You ready, guys? Let's dive into this. Every platform has a different job. Yep, I said it out loud. Every platform that you have has a different job and a different reach. And not every platform does the same thing. And this is where I think some businesses get it wrong. They make a Canva post, they paste it to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, even TikTok, and think, right, there you go, marketing's done. No, babe, it's not a strategy. And look, it does there's some really digital, beautiful wallpaper that it looks like, but each platform has a different audience and each platform has a different purpose. So each platform needs to be treated a little bit differently. And if you don't understand that, you're going to burn time, energy, and money talking to all the wrong people. So you need to ask yourself, who am I trying to reach? Am I trying to get to support workers, participants, their families, support coordinators, plan managers, other providers? Am I here to build trust? Am I here to be educational? Am I here to recruit? Am I here to become known in our sector? Because the answer changes the platform and it changes the content. So a lot of people say to me, Instagram, TikTok, they're kind of the same. But I believe that Instagram and TikTok is where I find my support worker community. And let's talk about it because it really is important. If you're trying to attract support workers, I honestly believe that Instagram and TikTok are the two strongest places to be. And you're probably wondering why. Well, because support workers are people. And I don't know about you, but I enjoy scrolling on my phone and I enjoy reels that are educational. I also like watching things that are relatable content. They are following pages, and they are following pages of disability organizations. They send posts to each other as well. They click that link and they send it. They are watching what other businesses are doing, how they speak, what they stand for, and whether it feels like a workplace they actually want to be a part of. And I think of it like this. Us providers, we kind of need to get a little bit smarter. If you want support workers to join your organization, your content needs to speak to them. Not just the participants, not just the families, not just the support coordinators, support workers. Because if your whole page is only going to talk to one audience, Do not be shocked when other audience don't feel connected to you. And support workers, we want to be seen, yeah? Like, let's be honest. We want to know what it's like to work for you, how you support members of your team, the training that you provide. I want to see that, yeah? How you handle hard days, what your values actually look like in real life, and what a day in a life of working with you would look like. What is your team culture? And whether you respect support workers or I'm just another person on your roster. And this is where the reels really matter because it's not just posting only so much, because a still post can do so much. A reel can show the energy of a support worker, right? It can show you a day in a life of somebody. It can show you how your whole team dynamics. It can show you and explain things really quickly. A reel can make a support worker stop and think, actually, they get it. And that's quite powerful. So when we're talking about like participants and then on your social media, now let's not forget the people that we serve. Yeah. Participants and families are also using social media to gather information. They may not always comment. They may not always like it. They may not always send you a message straight away, but they are watching. They are getting in the hours, these families. The support coordinators, you want to be searchable? You can find them on social media. People want to see what your organization really is all about. They want to see safety, respect, understanding of disabilities, talking about participants with dignity, how organized you look, like having the plans, showing the communication aids, showing routines, showing programs that you're actually running. Do support workers actually look happy? Are they smiling in every photo? Do you explain things clearly? This is why social media is not just about being popular, it's about being findable. But also from being findable, it's trust because you've got the carousels, you've got the reels, you've got the picture posts, building up trust for people to see. And if you haven't got enough information online, then people can land on your page and feel like, oh, who are they? Because sometimes people do not call straight away. They have a look, they have a bit of a scroll, they have a bit of a sticky pig. They're trying to like check things out first. And honestly, fair enough. I do the same. We do the same when we go shopping or we want to engage with another organization. If I was choosing support for somebody that I love, I'd be doing the same too. So we have to talk about YouTube because I am a big fan of YouTube and I'll admit that. And the reason why I'm a big fan of YouTube is because it has this evergreen long form content that you can post and it's free to post. So I think of YouTube as the most underrated platforms of them all in the disability sector because YouTube isn't just about going viral. YouTube is your library. It is a place where you can go deeper into showing educational content about your organization. It is also a place where you can find the long videos about who you are, what you do, what you believe in, and how your organization works. You could have hours of content just sitting there. Not random content, but helpful content. Videos that explain the intake process, what families could expect, what support workers need to know before applying, how you match your support workers with participants, how your organization is different to everybody else in your area, how you handle feedback, what good support looks like, and what is your benchmark. Community access, what can it look like if people were to use you? How your team is valued. Participants and families should ask before choosing a provider. This kind of content builds trust. And the beautiful thing about YouTube is is people can come back to it and they can binge it and they can send it to other people. And the awesome thing about YouTube, it is accessible. Yeah. As if you're if you're in the car at the moment, I'm showing people my remote. YouTube accessibility is so easy to bring it up on the TV and you can watch the videos and then you can watch another one. You can have like a whole series of videos up there and suddenly they have spent real time with your organization before they even contact you. And that is so powerful because trust is just built in one post. Sometimes it's built through repetition and repeating helpful content. So now LinkedIn is a great place. I use it. Yeah. I think LinkedIn can be incredibly powerful for networking within our sector. But I think providers need to understand that LinkedIn is best for and strong for business to business. It's not a place that I find like it's a place that you find other providers, support coordinators, plan managers, allied health professional, founders, CEO, sector leaders, thought leaders, and People who work in compliance, payroll, operation, and business development. And that's where support workers on LinkedIn, like, yeah, well, some of us are there, but we're not all there. LinkedIn is a place where you build your professional credibility. Look, I must admit, like, I'm treating LinkedIn like a MySpace page. Don't worry, I'm not rating people out of 10. If you're a millennial, you understand that. I don't have the top 10 list of people to the side, but I bring my character and who I am to LinkedIn. I will put all the details, I'll write the post, and I will engage with other people. That is it. Because LinkedIn is where I would be saying things like, what we're seeing in the sector, providers need to think about this, workplace retention matters, good support workers, onboarding look like this, participants' choice and needs, better systems, collaboration, opportunities, learning as an organization. Like your LinkedIn strategy and the energy that you need for it, a little bit different. It's probably like less cute with the little reels and more here for what matters. Still human, still real, bit more professional. I do put snippets of the podcast onto LinkedIn, like a 3-minute like snippet of the person I interview, and they do really well. That's because it's a provocative part of the conversation that people want to listen to. It's just using it really wisely. All right, so I want to talk about like copying Canva posts are not enough anymore. And I need to say this with love and respect because I know that this process, and if you're new to this and you're listening to this and you're feeling so overwhelmed, I get it. I love Canva. Canva's not the problem. The problem is when businesses are using the same templates that everybody has seen, the same fluff, the same crap, really, same awareness days, the same tiles every single time, and they wonder why nobody's engaging because people have already seen it before, so it's not that interesting. And I get it because the pastel titles like support work, we support choice and control. It just ain't enough. And the stock images, I can see you a mile away. I see you a mile away. So you can't. I get why people use them, but that wouldn't be my full strategy for social media. A post that says we're hiring passionate support workers, it ain't enough. People need more. They need more context. They want the information. They want to hear your opinion. They want to see your face. They need to know your voice. And if you're listening to this and you are an independent or a business owner, you turning out is incredibly important because it actually shows the person behind the brand. And also, they want to see your actual team. They need to feel that there is a real organization behind that logo. Like, because in the AI world, real is a flex. And I mean having real pictures and real stories, real advice, real people, real education, real mistakes, because we all make them, real lessons, real care, not polished. I find that the more over polished a company page is on social media, the quicker I turn off because I know it's not real and it doesn't feel real. I want to have that human connection with a person that I see isn't a stock image. They're real. And the person is having that conversation back and forth in the stories. I want to see that because I want to be a part of that. Yeah, I love that stuff. So you're probably wondering, you need reels, carousels, education. Look, if you are serious about marketing for your organization, there are all different types of content. You need reels because it helps people see your energy. You need carousels because it teaches people step-by-step guides. You need the long videos because it builds trust. You need posts that explain things clearly. You need content that answers questions that people are already asking. You need content for different audiences. For support workers, you could be creating something like what to expect when you apply for us, how you match support workers with participants, things I wish every support worker knew. You can write, like, you can do content around that, but for the participants and families, you could also be creating, how do I choose the right support worker? What questions could I ask a provider? What happens during intake? Support coordinators, you could be creating how we communicate with support coordinators, what areas do we serve, and how do we report back information to the people we serve. This is useful content. This is content with a job and a purpose, and that's what I mean when I say you need to know your platforms and who they serve in the audience. So be ahead of the curve. Like, Sarah, how do I do that? How do I be ahead of the curve? That seems like a lot. Like marketing and content and social media can feel like a lot. But one thing you can do as a provider is become the page that people go to when something changes. When there is an NDIS update, talk about it. When there's a workforce issue, we talk about it. Support workers are confused, explain it. Family members are worried at the current state of the NDIS, break it down. The sector is noisy, but you be clear in your message and where your organization stands. Because if you can explain things in a way that people can understand, they will come back to you. It means you are building trust. You don't need to be the biggest, but you need to be the most helpful and you need to be consistent. And if people see your page and you're explaining things very clearly to them, they will look at you when something happens. This is what you want. You want to become a part of their information habit. Okay. So if you may not be new here, but if you're new here, I do a lot of collaboration with other people in the sector because collaboration do not just broadcast. And here's a big thing. Social media should not just be for you yelling into the internet. It should be a place to collaborate. Podcasts, live, interviews, joint reels, webinars, panel chats, guest posts, shared education. This is where the magic happens. And this is my rule because I live by this rule. Only do a podcast, a live, a webinar, or a collaboration if you contribute something useful. Do not just show up to be seen. Show up to actually add value to somebody. Bring the information, bring the experience, give the live examples. Bring something that helps your audience understand that each sector better. Because people can feel when somebody is just promoting themselves and putting themselves out there. They can also feel when someone is being genuine and contributing. That is the difference. If you're going to collaborate, make it worth people's time. Talk about real things. Teach them, share with them something, ask better questions, bring different voices in. This is how you create a better conversation in our sector. All right, so you're probably like, Sarah, what is your main message with all of this? So we're going to wrap this up, and this would be my message. Stop posting to social media like it's a notice board. It's not. Instagram, TikTok helps you reach support workers and community audiences. YouTube helps you become educational and a trust library. LinkedIn helps you build your business to business relationships and your professional cred, your street cred, yeah? But none of this works if you don't make it feel real. Your content needs to sound like you. It needs to help people. It needs to show that your organization stands out from the crowd. It needs to make support workers feel seen. It needs to help participants and their families understand what you do and how you deliver. It needs to give support coordinators the confidence to refer to you. And it needs to be more than pretty little templates. Because in 2026, people are looking for proof. Proof that you give a shit, proof that you understand, proof that you know what you're talking about, and proof that your organization is not just saying the right words, they're actually doing the work. This is marketing, not posting, marketing. So to every, say, independent provider out there listening to today, this is your homework. Go have a look at your platforms and I want you to ask yourself, is this page actually talking to? Would a support worker want to work here from what they see? Would a participant or a family member feel safe enough to reach out to you? Would a support coordinator understand what you actually do? Would another business know how to collaborate with you? And most importantly, does it feel real? Because real content builds trust and real content builds real connection. And that's what we're here for as support workers, is to build connections with others. Thank you so much for listening to Sarah No Support Workers. Keep showing up. I love sharing this information. And if you enjoy these podcasts, please press the like and subscribe button. I keep forgetting to tell you people that, or even just put in a review. I love hearing your feedback. I love knowing what's going on in the sector and to deliver, again, more information that is more valuable to you. Thank you.